Hey everyone, welcome back to Frostborn Finds. In this video, I finally have an actual box of pennies. Not just $25 in rolls, but an actual box. Went to a different bank. This bank was about 75 miles from where I'm currently at, and just asked if they had a box of pennies. Sure enough, they did. I took a look. Looks like all circulated coins. I'm pretty happy about that. I am very excited to search this, and I just want to say one more thing. If you've been watching Penny Box Hunts 2 through 5 so far, and this one's the 6th one, this is the last set of boxes for Montana that I'll be hunting for a while. All the boxes you've seen in Penny Box Hunts 2 through 5 have been Montana boxes. Pretty soon I'm going to be on Washington boxes, and we will see what I get with those. But let's see if the last Montana box can give us something good. And without waiting any longer, let's get right into it. All right, roll number 1 is going to give us our first find, this one being a Canadian penny from 1979. We'll take it, we'll add it to the board, and I think we're going to be in the next roll before we find another find. I'll bring it back. All right, roll number 19. 19 is going to give us our second find of this hunt. We finally have a wheat penny on the board. Let's see what year it is. 1950D. I don't think I have a 1950D. I'll definitely take that for sure. All right, so we finally have a wheat penny on the board. I'm at it and I'm gonna keep hunting. Fingers crossed there's more in the next half of the box. Roll 33 and not a lot of finds so far, but we found another Canadian penny. This one with some gunk on it. Let's see what year it is. 1983. All right, we'll add it and hopefully we find some more stuff. Still on roll 33, and thankfully it's going to turn out another find. This one's a wheat penny. Let's flip it over and see what year it is together. 1958 Denver. So I'll take it, add the second wheat penny to the board. We'll keep hunting and hopefully we find more in this box. Roll 36 is going to bring us in for another find, and yet again, another wheat penny. This one seems to have decent detail on it. Let's take a look at what year it is. 1956 Denver. We'll take it. We'll add it to the board, and we'll keep the hunt going. Starting to get close to the end of the box. Hopefully there's more finds. Roll 42 is going to bring us back for another find. Yet another Canadian penny. This one from 1981. We'll add it, we'll keep hunting. All right, so that wraps it up for this hunt, and honestly, kind of a weak box. Should have known whenever it wasn't customer wrap, but hey, live and learn, as it is. Regardless, we'll go over this. 10% of rolls had at least one find. 2% of rolls had at least 2 finds, so not very strong. We had a whopping 3 wheat pennies. Three rolls had wheat pennies, making for 6% having Wheaties, 1950 being the oldest. This is my worst box yet for finding Wheaties. We found 3 Canadian pennies. 3 rolls had Canadian pennies, which also makes for 6% of them having Canadian pennies. 1979 was the oldest for these. I'm kind of thankful for less Canadian pennies, but I wasn't hoping to sacrifice the wheat pennies in favor of them. We did get a good amount of copper, but still not as much as before. 380 copper in this hunt, which means 7.6% of the total box. Overall, we're now sitting at 2,477 copper pennies. The 3 wheat pennies in this hunt means that we are at 44 wheat cents so far. The 3 Canadian cents mean that we are at 54 Canadian cents total so far. Again, with the disclaimer, it's not legal to melt copper pennies, but in terms of melt value, these 380 copper pennies at today's current melt value is $11.73. So $3.80 face value turned into $11.73 melt value. And for the 2,477 copper pennies total, so $24.77 face value, it has a melt value of $76.47. As you can see, we have a lot of rejects. This is actually this hunt and the last, so that's why it looks so excessive back there. Now for the wheat pennies, we got a 1958D, 1 in this hunt, which puts my collection total to 5. 1950-60, 1 in this hunt, which puts my collection total to 2. If you checked out my last video, you would see where I found my first one. And then 1950D, this is actually my first 1950 Denver found. So I will take that at the very least. I'm adding some. Some of these other ones in the back, I found a 2022 Philly, which I did not have a 2022 Philly up until this point. I like to stack the 2009 pennies and keep all the ones that I find. So I'm just holding on to these for now. I found a really nice 1994 Denver that I think might be an upgrader for my collection. Found this 1976 Denver with what I saw was pretty interesting on his face. I can't get it to focus. But then I flipped it over and I saw it's actually because it's damaged. And I figured I'd just hold on to it because it's interesting, like that. And then I also found this 1975 from Philly that is also very beautiful detail. I looked and it does not look like it's been cleaned. So I think this is just something that someone held on to for a while. Pretty sure it's an upgrader for me. And one final thing, I slid this 1992 penny underneath the microscope. Looking for the close AM, but I didn't find that. Instead, I found machine doubling, and quite intense machine doubling. As you can see, if you look at the E, the R, the I, the C, and the A, it's all machine doubling. It just looks quite excessive, if you ask me. But I thought that was cool. I held on to it. Anyway, this video is probably gonna be a bit shorter than a lot of the others. Live and learn, I guess, as it is. Montana did not want to send me off, I guess. Hopefully, whenever I come back with the Washington boxes, I'll have better finds then. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks again for watching.